الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على أفضلهم وخاتم النبيين محمد الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ونزلنا عليك الكتاب بيانا لكل شيء وهدى ورحمة وبشرى للمسلمين صدق الله العظيم. Surah Al-Nahl of the Quran. And we sent down the book on thee, O Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, that this book might explain all things. And therefore that this book might explain that strangest of all events to occur in the religious history of mankind. When Banu Israel, who had been expelled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, expelled from the Holy Land, and then banned from returning to reclaim it. 2,000 years later, strangely, mysteriously, mystifyingly, Banu Israel returned to the Holy Land and reclaim it as their own. This Quran and only this Quran will explain that event. And this Quran will explain that equally strange event when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed the state of Israel. And then for 2,000 years it never existed. And then strangely, bafflingly, mysteriously, mystifyingly, a state of Israel is restored in the Holy Land. This Quran will explain it. And in this Quran there is guidance. How to respond to that strange dunya in that age, which will witness the return of the Jews to the Holy Land to reclaim it, and witness the restoration of a state of Israel in the Holy Land. How do we live in that dunya? How do we respond to its awesome challenges? This Quran will explain it. That explanation and that guidance have come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as an act of rahmah, kindness, raindrops. And for those who have the good sense and the wisdom to go to the book of Allah and search in it. Search in it. If you are 17 years of age tonight, or 18, or 19, or 20, or 21, or 22, this lecture is for you tonight. Yes, it's for you. The others can listen, of course. But this lecture is for you. If you go to the Quran and search with tears in your eyes and tears in your heart, search. And when Allah blesses you with that understanding of that explanation and that guidance, you accept it and you embrace it and you apply it regardless of the price that you may have to pay, my son. Bushra lahum, good news, glad tidings for you. You will understand what others cannot, and you will succeed when others will not. We praise Allah and we glorify Him this night. And we beseech Him most humbly for His guidance and for His blessings and for His protection. And we need that protection more and more every day that passes by. As we attempt to address the subject, Jerusalem in the Quran, And we pray for peace and for blessings on all his noble messengers, and in particular on the last of them all, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. The Imam recited, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. Glory be to him who took his servant by night from this sacred masjid built by Ibrahim alayhi salam on the foundations of the spot where Adam alayhi salam had worshipped. This masjid was in the Torah. They took it out. Took him by night from this masjid on a miraculous journey to that masjid, that distant one built by Sulaiman alayhi salam. الَّذِي بَارَكْنَا حَوْلَهُ, which was located in a land which we had blessed. Don't use the word precincts. Don't use the word surroundings. Because it's the whole land which has been blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which was located in the Holy Land. The Holy Land appears in the Qur'an for the first time in Surah Al-Anbiya, when you remember he was a young man, just a young man, and he went and he broke up the idols. Today the idols are ruling the world. The idols are sitting in the Security Council of the UN. And he went and he broke up the idols. And they decided to punish him. And they threw him into the fire. Allah is pleased when a young man stands up firmly for Allah. When you're old and your beard is white, it's not the same thing anymore. Allah is pleased when a young man stands up courageously for the truth. And so Allah spoke to the fire. Fire always burns, but this time no. Allah ordered the fire, be cool for Ibrahim and keep him safe. Allah can intervene at any time He wants to protect whomsoever He wants, because He is fa'alul lima yurid. He can do whatever He wants to do. And He says, haqqun alayna nasrul mu'mineen. It is obligatory upon us to do that. Ibrahim alayhi salam can no longer live in Babylon. Today it's called Iraq. And so he's given orders to make hijrah. وَنَجَّيْنَاهُ وَلُوطًا إِلَى الْأَرْضِ الَّتِي بَارَكْنَا فِيهَا لِلْعَالَمِينَ. And we took him and his nephew Lut alayhi salam to a land in which we had placed blessings for all of mankind. Mark the words, for all of mankind. But when he reached in that holy land, he is tested. Take the mother and take the baby. Take them out there in the desert and leave them there. No food, no water, no shelter, no security. What is the role of reason in religion? Uncle Sam says, you know Uncle Sam, ruling the world, that religion must conform to reason. That reason must sit in judgment over religion. And if reason were to sit in judgment over this, it doesn't make sense. Take the mother and take the baby, take them out there in the desert and leave them there. No food, no water, no shelter, no security. Had it been Iblis, he would have taken off his hat, he would have scratched his head. He said, no, this is irrational. Even though it's the command of the Lord, I'm not going to do it. Didn't he do that? When ordered to bow down? He said, no. Why should I do that? It's irrational. It's illogical. You created me from fire. You created him from clay. You don't have to be a PhD from University of New South Wales to know that fire is superior to clay. It follows logically therefrom. I am superior to him. I'm not bowing down. Because reason must sit in judgment over religion. And religion must conform to the requirements of reason. And so the great logician named Iblis, he disobeyed Allah. But not Ibrahim alayhi salam. And this is the first lesson that my teacher of blessed memory taught me. The very first lesson I received as a student of the Aleemiyah Institute of Islamic Studies was this lesson. He taught us. Of course, I was a young man at that time. He said, when once you know it is the word of Allah, whether you understand it or you don't, whether you are comfortable with it or you're not, you must submit to it. That is Islam. That's the first lesson I got.